Welcome back to my YouTube channel, where we dive deep into the fascinating world of coins, rare finds, hidden treasures, and numismatic history. Today we explore the story of the 1978 one-dime coin, a small yet significant piece of American currency that carries with it a legacy spanning decades and a tribute to a great leader in American history. This coin may seem ordinary at first glance, but it is a window into the culture, economy, and craftsmanship of the late 20th century. So prepare to journey through time as we uncover every detail behind the 1978 Roosevelt Dime, from its origins to its mintage, from its composition to its variations, and from its collector's value to its historical impact. The Roosevelt Dime was introduced in 1946 as a way to honor President Franklin Delano Roosevelt, who passed away in 1945 and had served as the 32nd President of the United States during one of the most challenging eras in American history, including the Great Depression and World War II. Roosevelt's face replaced that of Lady Liberty, who had graced the Mercury dime since 1916. The new dime was designed by John R. Sinnock, the chief engraver of the United States Mint. At that time, his initials JS appear at the base of Roosevelt's neck on the coin's obverse. This design has remained largely unchanged since its introduction and is still used today, making it one of the longest-running coin designs in U.S. history. By 1978, the Roosevelt dime had already been in circulation for more than 3 decades, and the United States was experiencing a period of economic transition. Inflation was high following the oil crisis of the early 1970s, and the purchasing power of the American dollar was declining. The decision to remove silver from circulating coins had already taken place in the mid-1960s due to rising silver prices, and by 1978, the dime was made entirely from a copper-nickel-clad composition consisting of an outer layer of 75% copper and 25% nickel bonded to a core of pure copper. This composition helped keep the cost of production low while maintaining durability and resistance to corrosion, which made it practical for everyday use. The 1978 Roosevelt dime was minted in 3 locations: the Philadelphia Mint, the Denver Mint, and the San Francisco Mint. The Philadelphia dimes bore no mint mark. The Denver dimes were marked with a D, and the San Francisco dimes usually had an S, but only in proof sets designed for collectors. More than 1 billion dimes were struck that year across all 3 mints, with the majority coming from Philadelphia and Denver. This massive mintage means that most 1978 dimes are common in circulated condition, but rare varieties and error coins have intrigued collectors for years. When you examine the obverse of the 1978 Roosevelt dime, you will notice the left-facing portrait of Franklin D. Roosevelt with the word Liberty inscribed along the left rim. The phrase, "In God We Trust," appears below his chin, and the date 1978 is engraved near the bottom right corner, just behind Roosevelt's neck. You will also find the mint mark for the Denver and San Francisco versions to the left of the date, although Philadelphia dimes from that year have no mint mark at all. The reverse features a torch in the center symbolizing liberty, flanked by an olive branch representing peace and an oak branch representing strength and independence above the torch. The words United States of America are curved along the rim, while the phrase a pluribus unum, meaning out of many one, is positioned between the branches at the bottom. The denomination one dime is prominently displayed. This powerful imagery has helped cement the Roosevelt dime as a symbol of American ideals and resilience. Although the design remained consistent since 1946, subtle differences exist in strike-quality spacing and detail depending on the mint and year. In 1978, for example, proof coins from the San Francisco Mint were struck multiple times with specially polished dies, giving them a mirror-like finish that distinguishes them from standard circulation coins. Collectors often seek out these proofs for their brilliance and craftsmanship. In terms of value, most 1978 dimes in circulated condition are worth only face value due to their high mintage and lack of silver content. However, uncirculated coins, especially those with a high grade from the Professional Coin Grading Service or the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, can command a premium. For example, a 1978 Roosevelt Dime, graded MS-67, with full bands indicating a strong strike on the torch's horizontal lines, can be valued significantly higher than its face value, and rare error coins such as off-center strikes, doubled dies, or misaligned dies can also attract attention from collectors and sell for considerably more at auction. It is also important to consider the historical context in which the 1978 dime circulated during this period. The United States was undergoing major political, social, and technological changes. Jimmy Carter was president. The Cold War was ongoing, and American culture was shifting rapidly from disco music to new innovations in computing and electronics. The coin in your pocket from 1978 was present during these transformative years, making it a silent witness to history and everyday life for millions of Americans. Collectors of Roosevelt dimes often attempt to build complete date and mint mark sets, spanning from 1946 to the present, and the 1978 dime plays an essential role in that timeline. Although not rare, it serves as a necessary link in a broader narrative that connects generations of coinage and reflects the evolution of American minting practices over time. From the transition away from silver to the adoption of new minting technologies, the Roosevelt dime tells the story of adaptation and endurance. As we explore the production process of the 1978 dime, it is fascinating to understand how the coin is made from blanking, where large metal coils are punched into round blanks, to upsetting, where edges are raised slightly to prepare them for striking, to the striking process itself, where the coin is stamped under immense pressure using obverse and reverse dies. These steps ensure the detailed design is transferred accurately, and with precision, mint workers and advanced machinery collaborated to ensure that every 1978 dime met strict standards despite the high output required to meet the nation's demand for circulating coinage. The legacy of the Roosevelt dime continues to influence American coinage. Today it has become a familiar part of daily life and remains a lasting tribute to one of the most influential presidents in U.S. history, a leader whose programs like the New Deal and institutions, such as the March of Dimes, which fought against polio, shaped the modern landscape. The 1978 dime connects us not only to that legacy, but to a moment in time when coins were more than just currency. They were symbols of identity, unity, and history. So whether you have a 1978 dime in your pocket or are just curious about the stories our coins tell, take a moment to appreciate this tiny piece of metal that carries with it decades of heritage, artistry, and meaning. Join me as we continue exploring more coins, their origins, their designs, and the rich history they represent right here on this channel.